I'm Bill Gibson, and I'm, from time to time, the curator of the Sammy Motorcycle Museum. The majority of days you'll find that our customer base is over 50. The older group of motorcyclists will come in here, and quite often they're quite happy to spend 3, 4, 5 hours wandering around because they know exactly what they're looking for. You get the younger element when we can lure them in, can quite often do the museum in 40 minutes or even less. Marketing team, what an optimist. Yeah. I've known of Sammy before because obviously having been involved in, or being involved in motorcycles for getting on for 50 years, or over 50 years should we say, you know, Sammy Miller has been part of that motorcycling scene for all that time. You know, and he's obviously a very successful road racer, trials rider, development engineer, and now museum owner. The average guy, to achieve what he's achieved, you've got to have a little bit of an edge. And yeah, he is quite inspirational to an awful lot of bikers. But I think he might be 81 this year. But he doesn't celebrate birthdays, so we never know really. But I think you'll find he's 81. And certainly to achieve this, you know, he took these buildings on, all getting on for over 20 years ago now, and it was a derelict farm, and if you look now you can see how much passion he's put into it. The Ladies' Shield, another sterling effort by Shirley Blake, number 14. Well done, Shirley. Well done, Shirley. Terrific performance. Action. You're in a movie, Shirley.
Yes, you are.
The winner is 95.
I'm 83 years of old, and I've had 6 children, and I started riding bikes when my children were sort of growing up a bit more. I've ridden all sorts of bikes over the years. I used to ride a Green Nut NUT 1920 for years. I was up on tiptoe on it, so my husband was talking to a friend to buy a bike, and he came up with this cotton, and I can now ride it and put my feet on the ground. I've ridden in Belgium, Holland, Germany, Portugal. Well, some people like riding bikes. They all start and then they give up after a few years, but I tend to go on. Yeah, some days it feels better than other days, you know, just up and you're away, you know, yeah.
Well done, Mike.
I've got modern bikes, well, relatively modern. I've got the Wolf's the oldest one. Wolf Runa were an engineering company in Wolverhampton, hence the name Wolf. They called their bikes a Wolf. They made bikes from 1870 till 1932. They made thousands of them. That one, strangely enough, has got a chassis number of 33,000. Sam wanted it for the museum, and I said no. It was made to be ridden, and I'm going to ride it. These old ones have a character. They've all got a character. The modern ones, they don't do anything for me, I'm afraid. I've had all sorts of motorbikes over my years, hundreds of them. The older they are, the more fascinating they become.
I call it the ultimate classic, the V8 Motor Guzzi 8-cylinder, and they were only really developing it in '57, and it was starting to win races. Bill Lomas, Dickie Dale in '58, Motor Guzzi, Mondial, Gillier all decided to pull out of racing, too expensive, and that left one factory left, MV and private Norton. So if you were a John Surtees with a works MV against a load of private Nortons, it was quite a easy race for you.
Hello, I'm Serena Powis. I'm the General Secretary of the Motor Guzzi Club of Great Britain, and welcome to our 39th International V-Twin Rally here in Fordingbridge in the New Forest in England. It's to celebrate the configuration of the V-Twin engine, which, as you know, you've been down to Sammy's and you've seen pictures of different engines and their shapes and how they're set up. Sometimes you have flat twins, sometimes you have triples, and this is a V-twin. And a V-twin engine, the Motor Guzzi is famous because the Motor Guzzi sits that way, and a Harley Davidson sits that way, and a Ducati sits that way. This is our 39th year, and people know that it's the August bank holiday that we hold the event.
That's lovely, thank you.
When I'm riding a motorcycle, First of all, it's really nice because you get your gear out, because always look after it, pack it away. So I get my gear out, put my gear on, and then you get on the bike, and then when you're riding, I'm concentrating so hard on what I'm doing, and looking, that you forget all the rubbish stuff that's going on in the back of your mind or what's happening in your life. And it's you're out on the road, it's your skill. Over the years you've learned how to take corners, how to read the road and situations, and you've got to be thinking ahead all the time. So I think that's why, because I just, when I get somewhere, you sort of think, all right, better switch back on again now, because I've just gone into motorcycle mode when I'm riding. I think because when you do that and you block everything else out, hopefully that's what gives us that enjoyment as well. Generally, I think the manufacturers have twigged on that there is a whole new market out there, and it's women.
You know, so many people sit back and think, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, because sometimes tomorrow doesn't come. You know, you need to get out and do it.